5.
Okay. As soon as you're ready, Teresa, let me know and we'll go ahead and start the meeting.
You're good. You're ready. You're ready.
Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. First thing on the agenda is payroll distributions. Pam?
Yeah, the payroll that was distributed on Friday, because yesterday was a holiday, we did issue payroll out on Friday for all employees at $145,276.95.
Okay. Any questions or discussions, Greg or Randy?
Nope.
No. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion made and seconded. Roll call vote. Randy?
Aye.
Aye.
Greg? Right. Motion made, second carried, 3-0.
Okay, next, minutes from your December meetings, which was December, I don't know if you want to do these separate or if you want to do them all together. But they were mailed out of December 7th, the 15th, and the 28th. And I think they were mailed out to you for review. So if you have any changes or corrections.
Randy or Greg?
I did not see any. I don't know if Greg did or not, but if he didn't, I'd make a motion to approve all 3 minutes.
I was only at one of them, so yeah, they look fine.
Okay. Motion made and second. Roll call vote. Randy?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, motion made, second carried, 3-0. Next.
Okay, next is that there's an additional appropriation, and this is for the Health Department overtime. And this is coming under the commissioners because under the commissioners budget, there was already an overtime line item set up. So with talking with the council, we thought it was best to put this under your budget. This money that they're appropriating here is part of the leftover from the CARES Act that we transferred into County General at the end of 2020.
Okay, Randy.
And
or
this
Greg?
overtime will take them up to pay up until January the 30th, because that was the latest that we had turned in.
Okay. Randy or Greg?
Now, will that be all the CARES money then, Pam?
Except for about 1,500, because the council has designated 9,000 to go to the EMS, like they had said at the beginning of the year. And then there was like 13, and this year takes like about 11,000 and something. So I think there's just right around 1,500 or a little over, not much.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll make that motion then.
Second.
Okay, motion made and second to approve that. Roll call vote. Randy?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, also aye. Motion made, second carried, 3-0.
Okay, and I do have one more thing, that there is also a transfer for $1,500 that we're transferring from Social Security to stipend. And the reason why is because when Tasha was figuring out, because we're hoping to pay out the stipend pay that the council had elected to do at budget time, we were 2 people short. And when we did the calculations, and it just got overlooked because we had to figure it so fast that day. But when she did the actual figuring, we ended up 2 people short. So we needed to transfer. We thought it'd be best if we could do a transfer at this time instead of doing an additional. And then we're going to watch the Social Security as the year goes on if we have to put anything in there, but hopefully we don't. So we need $1,500 to make sure we cover all the employees that the council wanted to have for the stipend. And we're issuing those
Okay.
out on March the 1st.
Where did the rest of the stipend come from? General
It was
fund?
budgeted.
Okay.
All
well,
county employees and the ones in the lit were in County General, and all the other departments were out of their funds.
okay.
Like highways out of theirs, health departments out of theirs. It was actually all budgeted at budget time.
See, Pam, that's what they did. They put a stipend in instead of giving them a raise, right? Like a percentage
Yes.
of a raise. Yes. And
Yes,
that's
so
where
this
that's what-
stipend does, yeah, this stipend does not add to their annual salary whatsoever. It's just a one-time payout is all it is.
It's
Well, I
not,
did-
if, go ahead, Tom.
I just want it noted that, that if we run short on social security, that, that we don't pull it out of try to pull it out of economic development fund or something else, that it comes from the fund that we're supporting now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And honestly, we had money left over this year, so, and since they didn't give raises, I really feel like we're okay. But it's just, this was the best place at this point, I thought, to take it from, and then that way we'll just kind of watch it as the year goes on. So,
Okay, I'll make that motion, Tom.
Okay. You got anything, Greg?
No, I'm good. Second.
Okay, motion made and second. Roll call vote, Randy?
Aye.
Aye.
Greg? Motion made, second, carried 3-0.
hey, that is all I have.
Hey, Pam, I do have a question since we've got you here on the screen. The council meeting last Friday, that workshop, I had one question in there, and I'd like to have a little further details on it. They said Luke mentioned something about a cash balance at the end of next year could hit $1 million. Could you explain that a little bit, what the goal is for the council to, and just explain it a little bit? And what was the cash balance at the end of 2020, if you got that anywhere close?
Yes, I do. Give me just 2 seconds to find that, okay?
Okay.
What they were, okay, the cash balance at the end of 2020, I will tell you right now, was at 856,495.41 for county general. Okay.
Okay.
What they, my thought, what they were looking at is that they, like this year, by watching with what additionals that they did and trying not to overspend and budgets not being spent out, all that rolls back into the cash. So they were looking like if they try to keep that same stance this year of watching what they're doing with additionals and stuff, that they're projecting and hoping we can get over that $1 million for a cash balance to look really good for 2022.
So bottom line, that's just carryover cash in the general fund, right?
Yes, yeah. But
So-
it is helping us out a lot as far as having it there to appropriate if we need it. And I think that's what they're just watching, is that if they do the same thing they did this past year, they are hoping and anticipating it can go over the $1 million.
Okay. That's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't sure, but I wanted to clarify that. So,
Yeah.
we're not as bad a shape as what the meeting really left on to be, right? Bottom line.
Well, bottom line, yes, we have the cash there. They still need to watch for appropriations, but we do have other levied funds that are not as good as what county general. So yes, they do have to watch as far as what they're doing with additionals this year. Our biggest fear, and the reason why they want to keep this cash balance trying to watch, because our biggest fear is not knowing what the lit money is going to be coming in this year for 2022. And it's always a 2-year projection out. And I think that's part of the concern, because we have no idea what our lit money is going to be doing. And that's what they're trying to watch. So.
Okay.
What's our rainy day fund in total?
Rainy day fund right now, should have been right there.
That sounds a lot.
31,000. It's just a little over 31,000.
Okay.
So has the health insurance helped that bottom line? It has, hasn't it?
Health insurance, that's totally separate. I
That's
mean,
totally
that's
separate.
money, that's totally
But-
separate. That has nothing to do with this cash.
but as long as it's taking care of itself, it has helped that, because in the years past, we was scrambling everywhere we could look to find money to subsidize the health insurance, right?
Yes, in that aspect, yes, it is. The health insurance is funding itself as at this point,
So-
which is very good.
So bottom line, it is helping the general fund.
Yes, well,
If he-
we didn't take a lot out of the general fund before. That's where we used the rainy day fund and
Yeah, and-
riverboat and different things
And
like that.
Economic
as much as-
Development Fund at one time.
Yeah,
Yes.
as much as what we could to stay away from county general, but, and at this point, the council did keep that 10% in at budget time for the health insurance, which hopefully, I know this past year, they did not drain out the health insurance funds from everybody, which helped our cash also. Because they only took half of the appropriation that was left instead of taking all that was left and pushing it into health insurance. So that actually helped our cash balance also, since we didn't spend it all out.
Okay.
So
Well, thank you, Pam. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Makes it a little more clear. So,
Okay.
Okay, well, the next thing on the agenda under miscellaneous, we had a local emergency proclamation yesterday put in effect. I'm gonna let Steve Hauser, the EMA director, take it from here and explain that and what the process is. And then I think that, and what it means. And then I think that as commissioners, we need to take action on this. So Steve?
Okay, with the weather condition we had yesterday, the roads that we were unable to remove all the ice and snow on, we felt like that it would be proper to go ahead and put a local emergency proclamation in effect. A local emergency proclamation, another term for that is a state of emergency. We can put restrictions on that at various levels. And the one that I sent up to the state yesterday basically says that Perry County is unable to keep the roadways clear for safe travel. We are encouraging citizens to be alert of the road conditions and refrain from travel if at all possible. We did not shut down any roads. We are not closing any factories or facilities or stores or anything like that. If you deem it's necessary to report to work, that is your right, and you may do so. We're just encourage you to be safe on your travels and be alert to the conditions. What we did yesterday, we went ahead and put it in effect starting at 3 p.m. We can do that without the Board of Commissioners meeting. Today, what I would ask is that the Board of Commissioners vote to reaffirm this decision. Once if they elect to do so, this could remain in effect until I'm notified, like by the Commissioner President, to remove it, or it will just continue at that time. So I'm asking if you all would consider to reaffirm that and take an official vote on it at this time.
Okay. A comment I have on, with this ice we had last week, the highway department were just about to get things safe on Sunday. They worked all weekend, different crews, and then this came on Monday, and now they're talking about another weather event later in the week, whether it be Wednesday evening into Thursday. And I do know that with the cold temperatures, I was out last night, probably around 11, 12 o'clock, and even the state highways were almost impassable. I was out again this morning between 6 and 7, and they weren't a lot better. They're starting to make some progress, but this is main roads. And I haven't been, I didn't get out on a lot of the gravel roads, and the gravel roads will be, that will be a challenge, I'm sure. So my opinion is that we keep this in place at least through the end of the week, because I don't see us getting everything 100% safe. I don't think it's humanly possible within the next couple of days, especially with this other event coming through. I see Steve Howe is on. Steve, do you have any comments that you would like to make or updates on as far as from the county highway perspective?
I think this proclamation is a good idea. We are not able to get any rock yet. I called again this morning. They are shut down again today. He hopes to get an operation tomorrow. He's going to call me if they do, and we'll get some dry rock that we can spread. But we've got to get the blacktops in decent shape first. So we'll be concentrating on that today all we can, and then we'll try to start on the gravel roads. But yes, they're going to be, some of the gravel roads are going to be very bad. We've actually got a truck in the ditch over on the gravel road by Eddyville. Right now, they're trying to get out that we got in there last night. It's so slick, our trucks can't even hardly get around on some of them.
Well, as cold as it is, I mean, it's not melting off even with salt on the paved roads. And of course, you can't use salt on gravel roads. And I hope people understand that if you salt a gravel road, it will ruin it. I mean, then you won't have a road come after that. Because
yeah, I've been trying to explain that to people when they call, and we did put down a lot of salt and sand on our paved road yesterday, so it's under there. But it's so cold it ain't working right now. The sand helps get some traction, but yeah, we're going to need to get some gravel that we can spread on some of these gravel roads, and I don't know when that's going to be available.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just an explanation too for the public that a pile of gravel that's been rained on and it's 4 degrees this morning, you can't do anything with that. It has to be dry rock that they crush at that date, and they're not crushing rock today. Is that an accurate explanation?
That's exactly right. Yes, we've got rock here at the garage, but it's just one big frozen pile. If we bust rock out of it and load it on a truck, by the time we get where we're going, you can't spread it. It's froze on the truck then. So yeah, we need to try to locate some dry rock, and they said they would call me tomorrow if they get to crushing rock.
Okay.
And also, Tom, I looked at the weather this morning. We will not get out of this until probably weekend before we get above freezing by Sunday, actually. So even Friday night's down in the low digits. So we'll probably have 5 degrees Friday night yet, way it looks. So I think we need to keep it on at least to weekend, and then let you make that call by Saturday, I believe. So.
Okay. Greg, do you have comments to add?
No, I mean, all good comments from you guys, and thanks Steve for you guys that they're doing. Appreciate that. So.
And also, Steve, Steve Howe, I know you guys are safe, but just try to be safe, because there's just so much you can do, and just be safe out there. So
yeah, I'm trying to stress that to the guys to be really careful everything they do, and if they need to put chains on, take the time to put them on, and we're trying to stay as safe as we can.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for your concern.
Well, Randy or Greg, I'll entertain a motion on this proclamation. Do we need to read I think Steve explained it very well. I don't know that we need to read it word for word.
I think as long as we put it in minutes, it'd be okay. I mean,
yeah.
Can I have a copy sent to me?
Yeah, we got one
Okay,
sent
thank
to
you.
us too. So yeah, we've got one on our email, so or text. So however, Steve, I can't remember how you sent it, but I read it yesterday. So.
Okay. Yeah, if I could get one sent to me to put in the minutes.
Copy also, if you want it on the website.
yes, please. That'd be a good idea.
Yes, on the website would be great. And Steve did a good job of informing the emergency services and as well as the hospital. So even the hospital's aware of that. So they're prepared.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make Tom until Saturday, or until, I guess you got the authority to lift it when it needs to be lifted, right? Is that what Steve said? So.
I believe. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Up until Saturday then, Randy?
Yes.
Okay.
Then if it has to go farther, then Tom just will not lift it at that time. So I think that would be okay doing it that way. if Greg and Tom agrees on that, so.
Makes sense to me. That's fine. Tom's
Okay,
always
so-
good about asking us anyway, so yeah, I know he'll ask if we got an opinion on it. So.
Yeah, and like I said, Steve does a good job of sharing the information, both Steve Howell and Steve Hauser. So
Yeah.
I got a motion from Randy and a second from you, Greg. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay,
Second.
motion made and second to continue on with this. Roll call vote, Randy?
Aye.
Great.
Aye.
Okay, and I vote aye also. Motion made, second carried, 3-0. And yes, Pam and Teresa, we'll make sure that you have that by either fax or email, so you can put it in
Okay, thank
minutes
you.
and put it on the website.
Yeah, email would be great.
Yes, and and hopefully the public will understand this is not a martial law of any kind. This is just strongly encouraging to refrain from traveling on the roadways, the snow-covered roadways, and to understand that that our resources are depleted at this time. So. All right, next thing under miscellaneous, I wanted an update on the animal shelter. I know that's been concern of several people in the community. We do have Herb Landers with the animal board, the Animal Control Welfare and Education Board. Him and I took a tour of the facility, and he's taken 102 pictures of the building and the items, and is talking with ITV about operating the shelter. Now, he had been talking to them earlier, but now that we took possession of the building the first of the month and all the equipment and some funds behind it, that we've actually got that lined out. Now we can move forward, hopefully pretty quickly, into getting someone in and operating our animal shelter. So that's kind of where we're at. I think we got a meeting on, I'm thinking Thursday. Herb and I and ITV. So hopefully we'll get the shelter up and running. And I've been talking with Chris Kale too with Tell City to keep them on the same page in their efforts. I mean, they're willing to help too. So anyway, that's an update on that.
And Pam, there's been appropriations, right, from county and from I think the city. You probably don't know for sure about the city, but $35K from the county, right?
Yes, that was budgeted in the animal shelter fund.
And according to the Chris Kale, 35 from the city. So that's a majority of the funds that Herbie asked for too, to make sure that we could do this as well. So
Yeah, I hadn't heard what the city had budgeted. I knew at that point they were still debating on it, but yes, the council did budget that on ours. And then Chris had already given me one check that we had gotten from the previous owners. So, and I think there's some more yet to come in that we have put in a separate fund, a non-reverting fund, like he said, that had to be set up. So.
Right. And just to reiterate on that, and we've mentioned it before, that all the assets by law have to go to animal shelter efforts. That's the money and the building and any income from the building. So in addition to that, the council has budgeted the $35,000, and I want to make it clear that that's in addition to all the other assets that we've received. It just this just was taking some time, but I think we're getting very close. So.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Anybody got anything else for miscellaneous?
Yeah, Tom, I got one thing about the animal shelter. I was very impressed when we went through the building here about 3 weeks ago, the potential for somebody to take that over. It's not like building from scratch. I mean, yes, there's going to be some work to do there, but it's really a nice facility yet with the new roof and everything like that. So I just hope we can get this going. So.
Yeah, it's something to be proud of, in my opinion, of the, we got one of the most state-of-the-art animal shelters that I've seen in any county. I mean, we really do. We just, and I do want to thank that Perry County Animal Shelter, previous one that is disbanded now. I mean, I don't think the people in the community understand how great a job they did and the time and effort that they put into it. There was several over the years that started it and participated, and most of them that I've talked to don't even want their name mentioned. That they did it for the right reasons, and they didn't just sit on the board. A lot of them, I mean, they were physically working at this, and it is something to be proud of. And I do want to thank everyone that has been involved in the Perry County Animal Shelter. And they've actually gave us, when they decided to disband, they've given us a big step up they didn't just leave us high and dry. I'll put it that way. So.
Yeah. Left us in really good shape. That building's really nice.
Yes. So, well, nothing else miscellaneous. Teresa, next meeting?
Okay, your next regular scheduled meeting will be Monday, March 1st at 6 p.m. But you do have a public hearing to attend here at 9 o'clock, about 30 minutes from now. And that is a public hearing on Zoom. The Zoom is public. And that has been advertised as such. This is regarding the COVID-19 Phase 3 response program. It is a requirement in order to apply for funding through the OKRA CDBG grant that we do this. So that'll be at 9 o'clock. Our grant administrator, Indiana 15, Jenny Madheis, will be running that meeting, but we will be hosting that as commissioners. You all will be.
All right. We'll see you then.
Thanks, guys.
See ya.